All right, what is going on today, chat? What up, what up, what up? How are you guys doing today? Welcome in, Q50. If anyone else has been addicted like I am, I have been playing Pokemon Pocket nonstop. I did not think I would like Pokemon Pocket nearly as much as I thought I would. And that is a good thing. Doing good, Steady. How are you? How are you? We got new internet, chat. We got new internet. All right, we're gonna see how good it works. Had it upgraded on Tuesday, and the speeds are insane. Joran, how's it going? So we're gonna see how this holds up. I kind of throttled it back a little bit just as like a precaution. But we are going to do our best. And my webcam is, let's see. Zoop. I had to make some changes to my webcam for Pokemon Pocket time. I guess that's a spoiler. We're going to be trying to play some Pokemon Pocket today. See how that goes. Look at me moving all around. But yeah, I've been loving that game. It's been so much fun. So I'm so excited for my card grade. Mine is the Chansey film. Nice. So yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. We're going to see how this goes. But guys, there's just so much to talk about this week. There's the Terra evolutions that came out. Pokemon Pocket has been a smash hit right out of the gate. New internet, got grade review, played some Pokemon Pocket probably. I just tried setting that up before stream, so hopefully it works. We'll see. I had to download some less than stellar apps to see how well that goes, but yeah, let's just get right into it. Enough stalling. Let us get into the news. So let's see what is new, because we got a ton to talk about. So let's see. So we'll start off from last week. So we talked about Team Rocket. Let's see. The Terrastal Festival EX, but I think that's the next page. Yes, so we caught up with that page, and now we are just going to get right up into it. So Pokemon TCG Pocket is officially out. Hopefully you guys have had a chance to play it. It has definitely been a very enjoyable experience. Right now I'm still on the path of not putting any money into it. We'll see how far that goes if I really want a card, but so far it really hasn't been that bad. I haven't really... Sounds good, Ziff. It really hasn't been a huge like draw for me to buy anything, but got a lot of, if anyone's got the coins and all the fun stuff, so that's been really fun. And then that was the regular EXs, but the one that I really want to see, let's see, so that's up here. I changed my country on the App Store. Yeah, well, there you go, Jordan. That's commitment right there. Yeah, so this is really good. In the sense that, you know, look, what is it, 10 million downloads since it was released, and that was probably what, we've almost been a little over a week or a little over a week. I don't even think, yeah, almost a week. Diag, how's it going? And yeah, it's crazy. 10 million downloads. This is definitely, you know, a really good right out of the gate game, and good for the franchise as a whole. You know, when Pokemon Go first came out, and it was a smash hit and everyone kind of got back into Pokemon, I feel like this is going to do wonders for the community in that same sense. So if you guys are anything like me, I never played the card game ever. I mean, I have cards back there, you see them all the time, but not once did I ever actually play the game. I really had no idea how to. Still don't know how to play the real game, but the watered down version is exactly what I wanted it to be, which is just quick. I mean, I think I play games no longer than 5 minutes, and it is exactly what I wanted it to be, and it's been so much fun. And you can see here, Pokemon TCG Pocket earnings 3 times more than Pokemon Go. I mean, granted, Pokemon Go has been out for a while, but man, TCG Pocket is a smash success. But the other thing that I saw, aside from Pokemon Pocket, was the announcement of the English or TCG evolutions from the festival pack. Or the festival promo, or whatever it is. Anyway, they look amazing. I've said it before, I don't really like how the crowns look. To be honest, so it's always funny to see how they illustrate either, you know, because you see the Greninja, they kind of have the crown really high up off the artwork, so you really can't even see the full thing. They did the same thing with the Charizard, so it's like the crown itself is so gaudy in most cases when they're making the art, so they either put it like really off the side or something else. I don't think they really haven't done anything else besides just making it off the artwork. And here, you know, you have the Leafeon. Let's see. So you have the Leafeon that actually looks really good with it. The Flareon, again, the crown's pretty much in your face. The Vaporeon looks really nice. The Glaceon, all of them look great. Umbreon, of course, behind a moon. Who would have thought? But a lot of these actually feel like they're like tarot cards. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. They kind of give me that vibe, especially the Leafeon, Glaceon, the Vaporeon does, the Espeon, the Sylveon. They're really nice cards. I hope they make a special set with art from the game in the future. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, because the artwork from the games is phenomenal. Like the Weezing is really good from TCG Pocket. What else? The first event battle came out on Pocket. This is really cool. A lot of people, I was actually seeing a lot of people starting to play more of the Mankey build. I guess kind of going into the Pokemon Pocket depths of it. Yeah, the Leafeon's really nice. Honestly, Steady, I kind of agree with you. I really like the Leafeon a lot. So a lot of people are playing Mankey now. Or at least I'm starting to see it on the ladder. So we got some Mankey players trying to get that Primate beat down for the Marowak. We got the Lapras EX, which is my budget Articuno, because I haven't opened any Articuno EXs yet. Grading is going to be after we review the news, my friend. So normally it goes, I review the news, I do the grade review, and then we got whatever else after. But yeah, it was a really fun event. It's nice to kind of have those in the works. Let's see. And aside from that, some more, it looks like some Tyranitar EX premium collections coming out for Black Friday. That one's going to be really good. Tyranitar is very popular, so that might be a good premium collection to pick up because everyone likes Tyranitar. Yeah, I also like what Joran said. All these get uploaded to the YouTube as VODs as well. So if you can't make it, if you're kind of tight for time, you can always go back to the VOD that instantly gets uploaded after stream's done. Might be biased because Jolteon. Hey, Steady, you and I are in very same wavelengths. First, we like Cowboy Bebop, and we also have the same favorite Pokemon. I love Jolteon. So yeah, all in all, that's pretty much been the entire news this week. It's just Pokemon Pocket and the release of the artwork for the evolutions. Really nice. Super stoked to see these. And hopefully they're affordable. Hopefully they are promos and people can actually get their hands on them. But only time will tell. So next up, before we go into grade review, I want to remind everyone again that the 10K TikTok follower giveaway is active right now. We have about 6 days left. So this is a chance for you guys to ask me a question or ask me questions that I'm going to go over during a special Q&A stream. During that stream, I'm also going to be going over my personal collection. Everything that I keep talking about that I have that I never sees the light of day. That's what I'm going to be doing that stream. So if you guys want to sign up for that, it's still time. Just go to my link tree. It'll either be in my bio or a description if you're watching me on YouTube or TikTok. Regardless, it's still in my bio. And you just want to click here on the giveaway that is flashing on screen. So make sure you join that. It's free as long as you're in the United States. The prize will be shipped out to you if you're in the United States. If you're not, you can still leave a question if you still want to ask me something, and I'm going to try to answer all the questions that come in. So definitely take advantage of that. So it ends in 6 days. All right, and next up, let me get ready for the grades. RQ, welcome in, my friend. Welcome in. All right, so let me see where we're at first. Okay, so first off for grade review. Let me just change this because we are on 41, not 40. Just bear with me 1 second. I knew I forgot something. Let's see. So we are grade review. That is not, I keep clicking the exact same link over and over and over again. There we go. So episode 41 of grade review. RQ, thanks so much for liking the live. Appreciate you. All right, boom. Cool. All right, so we'll just leave that there for now. And we are going to shift this over like so. And boom, we should be good. All right, chat. So as you all know, if you are frequent flyers, this is grade review day, episode 41. So for those of you who are uninitiated, my name is Galaxia Gaming, and every Wednesday we review community members' cards that they have submitted in our Discord to give a free PSA assessment. So both myself and chat will weigh in on what your cards would get as PSA grades. Ziff, thank you so much for liking the live and getting us over 1K. Appreciate you. And so we are starting off the night with 88 Games, who is the priority for tonight as a subscriber. So thank you, 88 Games, for subscribing. And we will get after the Charizard. So the tools I'm going to be using today, if you are new, I have two tools. I have a pen tool to kind of highlight any issues that we might see on the card to help you guys visualize on stream. And additionally, I have a little magnifying glass so we can kind of see little bits and pieces of the card if we can pick up any discrepancies or any issues that we might see along the way. And without further ado, let us get into the first card of 88 Games, which is the Mega Charizard. So as always, the four things that we like to review are corners, centering, edges, and surface. When can I grade my digital cards? Yeah, who knows, RQ? I feel like at this point I'm going to have to. So let us look at this card. So a lot of holo going on, so it's going to be pretty hard to kind of measure centering, but we do have a little bit here. So this part right there on that right side, and I made it a little bit, maybe a little bit too thick. So we'll start from there over. So on that left side compared to the right. So this right side here, and this is kind of where, just in case if you guys can't see it, it's probably about, you know, good 60 to 70% ratio would be my guess. So it is a little off-centered from the right to the left. Is the gold Mewtwo a good pull? Yes. If you're talking about Pokemon Pocket, it is. It should, and it also gives you all the ratios too. But yeah, it's probably roughly between 60 to 70 on that side. And on the top and bottom, again, it's pretty hard because of just how the light is shimmering. So I'm trying my best to kind of mark it for you guys so you can kind of see a little bit better. The top and the bottom are actually pretty good. So it's really just the centering so far. So as we kind of look across the edges, this holo is going to be pretty hard to spot anything major, to be honest. So nothing obvious on the neck, nothing obvious that we can tell across the card. So we are just going to flip it over. So when we look at it from this perspective, you can kind of see, and this is honestly the first time we've really seen this become very obvious on the back, which is you can see it lifting off the binder here. So in most cases, you will be able to get that out if you put it in something either heavy or pressed down, such as clasps. So the easiest way to probably do this is if you have heavy books or something like that and put the card in a sleeve and then put the card inside of the center of the heavy books and put some additional weight to try to flatten out this card. Now, if there's some more waves or if it's not just simply humidity doing this bowing, you're going to have a pretty significant decrease in your surface grade if you don't treat it properly. So that's kind of the joke we give here, is it kind of similar to the Erica's Ivysaur that got a PSA 3, just solely based on surface being waved. Kind of similar to this, but I think this can be corrected. But regardless, as we look, we do see some notable scuffing and edge wear on that top left corner. And I'll kind of highlight it with the pen tool. So I'll circle that area right there. Make sure to save that. So as we go over, let's continue using the microscope here, or the magnifier. And the edges, the edges and the corners look good, with besides that top left. And as I always say, if the one side is heavier on the front, it's normally translated to the back. So this side on the right, when we flip it over, it's thicker on the left. So you can kind of, it gives you more insurance that yes, it is actually off center. So I would say, let's see, do we have enough people in here to do a chat vote? We do not yet. So if you guys want to help me in introducing chat voting, please like and share and follow the live, both on YouTube and TikTok. Really does mean a lot, because the more people we can have, because right now we're at a threshold of 8, which normally I like to wait for at least 15 people across both platforms to do a card grade. So the more people we can get in, we can break that threshold, we can introduce the chat grade. But for now, this is my XY cards were just in sleeves that came with ETB for a long time. So I gotta get them in proper sleeves to correct the curling. Yeah, that's what it seems like. It can be pretty easily fixed, 88 for sure. But I'd say with the centering alone, like on the front, you know, you're probably looking, if you're just consider the front with no scratches and just the centering, you're probably looking at an 8. And additionally, I don't know the severity of this kind of ding in the top left. And it is a little off center on this side too. So I think you're still looking at maybe like an 8, maybe a 7 though, depending on if there's any other scratches. Like if there's no scratches like in the holo section, because, you know, just to be completely transparent, like how wild the holo is, it's really hard to kind of see if there's any scratches. The only thing I could really see in terms of what a potential scratch would be here on that back right edge. But I'd probably more conservatively probably lean more towards a 7 than an 8 because of some of that. If there are additional scratches that we just simply can't see due to the lighting. So I'd say anywhere from like a 7 to an 8 because of that. Probably lean more toward, I'd say like 60% of me wants to say 7 and 40% of me probably wants to say 8, if that makes sense, depending on if there's any other scratches on the card. All right, next up is the Pidgeot EX. So let us take a look at this bad boy. I feel like anytime I think it's weird that Pokemon Pocket has made me appreciate EXs a lot more, to be honest. Like anytime I heard like EXs or Vs, it's like, whatever. But now that I like have been playing that game, it's like, wow, an EX is like really good. So let's take a look. So same centering issues on this Pidgeot EX as it was on the Charizard. So this right side's thicker than the left, and then the bottom and the top are pretty well centered. But the rest of the card is really good. So it's really just the centering. Now, the only thing that I can see though, so if I save this and look at this, I don't know if this will translate to the back. It almost looks like there's a little bit of curling or an issue on that corner, but it might just be an illusion more than anything. So we'll take a look when we flip it over on the back. And very interesting. So like I have said before, so when we look at this side, right? So this edge right here, it normally would translate to onto the other side on the left. Recon's Card Shop, thanks so much for following. I appreciate that. So as we look, I'd always expect to kind of see this side be thicker, but it's honestly the opposite when we flip it over on the back. It's a little bit thicker on this side, but I'd say, you know, it's still within kind of like that 50-50 range. So not too bad. But the corners are really good. You know, this left corner, top left corner is really good. This left edge is really good. The bottom left is good. All four corners are good with the exception of this little white dot there on the top right. But you know, that's really not that bad. So I'd say probably with this one, you know, with the centering, and I don't know if this is an issue or not. To me, it doesn't really look like it. I don't know if it's just because of the texturing or what. 88, you might be able to kind of clarify it for me. But I would say when we kind of look on the front and the back, I was expecting more to be on this side, but I'm not really seeing anything. So I think with the centering on the front and that little whitening there, I would probably say that this Pidgeot EX would probably get a 8, would be my guess. For that one. And then next, and I appreciate us hitting 2K likes on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for getting us there. And let's on keeping it going. And again, once we hit that threshold of at least around 20. So currently we have 6 concurrent viewers over on YouTube. We got about 12 over on TikTok. So once we kind of break that 20 barrier, I will introduce the chat grade. So let us keep on keeping on. So the Mega Venusaur EX. So kind of same thing. And again, 88, you might have to kind of clarify this one too. I don't know if it's just how the picture was taking but this top left corner, or I'm sorry, this top right corner, I'm not too sure if that's like a ding or something. I'm not honestly too sure. And I'll kind of zoom in for chat. So this right there, I don't know if that's a ding or not. And I actually might just do a chat grade just to kind of get your guys' thoughts. So stay tuned for that. So that's where I'm kind of looking. So if we keep looking at this, and I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So on this edge, let's see. So centering looks pretty good. Yeah, Vero, I love this card. All the megas and the texturing are so nice. So the centering looks good. You got a little bit of, it looks like you just have some little white bits of fuzz towards that arm there. You can just wipe off with a microfiber cloth. What else? Corners look good. The bottom edge looks good. As we go up the right here, everything looks to be good. Again, I don't know if that's a shadow or a crease. Hopefully the back will kind of help tell that story a little bit better. Vero, thank you so much for following the live. I appreciate that. But the rest of the card looks great, man. Let's flip it over. And again, we've talked about this before, but same thing. Since this is a little bit bowed, we'll just have to put that in between some heavy books and flatten that out for you so you don't get so dinged on surface. A little bit of whitening there in the top left corner based off of what we can tell. But all in all, the card looks to be well centered. Me, myself, and I, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you. So yeah, that back looks honestly pretty good with the exception of that little whitening. So now, guys, we have broken the threshold. Congratulations. So now we are going to introduce chat grading. CJ, thanks so much for heart. I appreciate you, man. Welcome in. And so how chat grade works is if you type in ! grade followed by the number of what you think this card would get as a PSA grade. So the winning vote amongst all the chatters will be the chat grade. So again, if you want to weigh in on what you think this Mega Venusaur EX would get as a PSA grade, type in !grade followed by the number. Whether you're on YouTube or TikTok tonight, it will all pile in to one vote, and the winning vote will be the chat grade. So again, !grade followed by the number. And really, the only thing that I was kind of highlighting, and I'll kind of leave it here, is right where my mouse is. I don't know if that's a crease on that corner or a ding or just the texturing. So I'm really curious if you guys see. So again, !grade followed by the number. Is it okay if we don't want chat grade and we want your grade for our card? I mean, you can do whatever. I mean, there's certain cards, you know, there's certain cards that, you know, if I think that it's good to kind of have the collective hive mind weigh in. And it also kind of gives you guys a chance too to weigh in, right? It's just a fun way to interact with the community. But I'll always give my grade as well at the end. So you get both. You get both my grade and the chat grade. So again, !grade followed by the number. And yeah, no worries, If. No worries at all, my friend. Yeah, no worries. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to kind of keep track of and everything like that. How do I submit? Once I'm done with this Venusaur EX, me, myself, and I will let you know, because I'm sure you're not the only one wondering. Justin, thanks so much for the follow and the like. I appreciate you. Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Justin. Thank you so much. All right, so let me compile the results here. Just give me 1 second. So all right, so by one vote, chat grade is going to be an 8. So chat grade by one vote is going to be an 8. So now, I missed the vote. Steady, come on, brother. You gotta dial in. My Jolteon acquaintance. Okay, so like I was saying, Ziff, so now since we have the chat grade of 8, which was the winning vote, now it is my turn. So now, what do I think this Mega Venusaur EX would get? So the centering on this card is in pretty good shape. I think it's within the 50-50 or 55-45 ratio for sure. The edges look really good, corners look really good. We just have to remove that little bit of white fuzz so we don't have that impact the surface. The only thing is that I'm not too sure if this is a crease or not, but based on looking at the front and the back, it doesn't appear to be, because as we flip it over, we're not seeing anything major stick out, which would be in this section. However, there is a little bit of whitening. That full corner has that whitened edge. Additionally, you can kind of see this card being lifted off of the binder underneath. So we'll have to make sure that we put that in between some heavy books and have it go in a day or two just to flatten that out. Because if we leave this and submit it as is, the surface score will decrease dramatically. So with that being said, with the corners and the edges and the centering of the back looking really good, I also agree with the collective hive mind that I also think that this card would get a PSA 8. So good job, chat. You guys are great. We are all graders in this house. So good on ya. It does look right heavy, but I think it's within, based off of me pressing a ruler up against the screen, which I didn't really talk about too much. It should be still within that quote 55-45 or 60-40 ratio. So we should be good based on the, like on paper, we should be good, but you know, obviously there's no guarantees. So before I go into this Flareon EX, let me go over how you can submit your cards for a grade review. So again, this is a completely free service that I offer to the community. I stream every Wednesday. This is episode 41, so we've done this 41 times already. So if you are interested in submitting your cards into our Discord, all you have to do is go into my profile. From there, you're going to tap the Linktree link. It will redirect you here. And on the top, you'll see the Discord icon. So click or tap, whether you're watching me on desktop or mobile, and you'll be redirected to the Discord. Once you're there, you'll go through an onboarding process, and in which case you will then go to the grade review channel. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Please make sure to review the pinned messages. It'll give you all the information that you need to know, including how to submit your cards. For example, there have been some submissions I unfortunately had to have them resubmit because they were taken in a sleeve or a top loader, and I just can't review them if they're in a sleeve or a top loader. So you can submit as many as you want, absolutely free, but it is limited to 5 cards per person per stream. However, if you want your cards expedited, since it is a first come, first serve, the Discord server does offer subscriptions. So the starting rate is $4.99 a month. And with that, along with some other goodies like giveaway bonuses and such, you'll also get priority grade review every week. So that's how you do it. Mr. Salazar, thank you so much for the follow. Plague, what's going on, my friend? I wasn't pinging the message you sent in the grade review channel. Does that mean I'm not being graded? Yes, that is true. I missed my review on the Rayquaza and Mega Charizard. No, you have not, Olo. So if you guys are always interested in if you are in the queue, always go to the grade review channel. I make a thread every week and the queue is always posted. So if you, and also I at everyone that is going to have their cards be reviewed. So always make sure to check the Discord. That's where that's all the, where the grade review queue is. Nope, blue check mark just means that I've acknowledged that your card was properly submitted. So again, if you want to know what all the reactions mean, definitely check out the pinned messages. All the reactions and what they mean are in there. So I apologize if I misled you in any way, but definitely make sure to check those pinned messages. All those questions should be answered there. All right. So let us get into the Flareon EX. And the Radiant collection, I think for me personally, from this is the 20th anniversary. I love the Radiant stuff. Radiant stuff is so nice, especially the little charms I always think are cute. So let's take a look at this Flareon EX. So the centering, there's some, what's good, Plague? So the left side, a little bit thicker than the right, but should still be maybe within the 60-40, but I don't know. That's kind of pushing it. I think I have my ruler. Do I have my ruler? I do. So again, if you guys are watching me over on YouTube, this is the ruler that I use. It's just completely transparent, and I just literally push it up against my monitor. So this left side is about a, let's see, it's a 1/4 inch on the left and just over 1/8 of an inch on the right. So is a little off center from the left to the right. The top down looking good. I'm about to drive somewhere. I honestly don't know, Plague. It all depends on how much I yap, to be honest. But like I said before, the VOD always gets uploaded. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, that's where the VODs always get uploaded, guys. So if you don't have a chance to watch the stream in full, to wait for your card, at the end of stream, all my VODs get immediately uploaded to my YouTube channel. So the surface, let's see. So we do have some slight scratches here on that silver foil, but honestly, as to be expected, silver hollow is notorious. That's why normal types are very hard, or colorless energy types are always difficult to grade, just because scratches stand out so much. Andres, I will let you know when I am when I'm done with this Flareon EX. I'll definitely let you know on how to submit your cards. So that I'm reviewing other members' cards for free. So just hold tight. But the front of this looks decent, with the exception of kind of these like weird scuffs or scratches on that right side. So as we flip it over, we do have a little bit of a ding. Here's the first thing I kind of caught my eye here in this bottom left corner. So we have a little bit of a ding there on the bottom left. Additionally, Ola, thanks so much for the tiny dimes, my friend. Appreciate you. The right side's a little off center from the left. But all in all, I mean, it's pretty good shape. And I think we have enough. So let me open it up for a chat grade. So if you guys want to vote on what you think this Flareon EX would get, type in ! grade followed by the number. That poll is now live. So again, ! grade followed by the number you think this Flareon EX would get as a PSA grade. So as a reminder, the winning vote will be the chat grade. So again, ! grade followed by the number on what you think this card would get as a PSA grade. Whether you're on YouTube or TikTok tonight, it will carry over and combine at the end. So while you guys are grading, so here is the front, here is the back. Now I'm going to catch up with chat. Yeah, so Andres, when I'm done with this, I'll let you know how to submit your cards. It sounds like a lot, but it's really easy. Very, very easy. So again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight on this 41st episode of Grade Review. And just as a recap, this is what I do for the community every Wednesday, which I review cards that the community has submitted for free to weigh in on what I think and what chat thinks these cards would get as PSA grades. Again, it's completely free because sometimes you just want a second opinion before you spend $20 to submit your cards. So never hurts. And it's good to look at, you know, varying degrees of issues and different scenarios to, you know, ultimately get better at assessing cards. Beanos, thanks so much for sharing the live. Appreciate you. And thank you guys so much for all the likes and shares and follows. It really does help me as a content creator to put my name out there because all this is for you guys. So any love you guys share with me is always appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Andres, thanks so much for liking the live over on TikTok. Appreciate you. Because you guys are the best. All right. Let me wrap it up. And it is honestly, for the most part, pretty unanimous. So let's see. So this will, oh, here we go. It's updating now. So chat, you guys are thinking as the collective hive mind. Let me go back here. So as the collective hive mind, chat is thinking a PSA 7. So now it's my turn. So let me just save that. All right, so what do I think this Flareon EX from the Radiant Collection would get? So the centering on the left is a bit thicker than the right, so we're going to have to kind of ding some points from that. The corners, however, look really good, as well as the edges. A little bit of some scratches that we can see on this hollow section in the top right where my mouse is, but not too bad. All in all, from what we can tell, it's really just the centering kind of taking this card back. And so when we look at the back of the card, the only thing noticeable aside from some weird little white specks that we can probably just wipe off with a microfiber cloth is this notable ding here on the bottom left corner. Aside from that, we have a little bit of whitening there on that side and a little bit of a corner fold on that bottom right side. So if depending on the severity of them in person, we're kind of in that 8 to 7 territory. However, I would think that with this corner ding, it almost looks like it's folded upwards, which kind of leads me to believe that we're kind of leaning more towards a 7 as opposed to an 8. So I would probably agree with chat that this card would also get the 7. So chat is thinking a PSA 7, and I am also thinking a PSA 7. So good job, chat. All right, so before I go to, so that was the last sub submission, and before we move on to the non-subs, I'm going to go over once again. If you guys are new here, TTV, thanks so much for following the live. So if you guys are new here and want your cards reviewed for free on a future grade review. All you have to do is go into my profile and click the Linktree link. From there, you'll be redirected to my Linktree, and you'll just have to click or tap the Discord icon. Once you're there, you'll be in my Discord, and you'll go through the onboarding process, which will lead you to the grade review channel. And once you're in the grade review channel, please make sure to read the pinned messages. All of your questions on how to properly submit your cards, what my reactions mean, all of that will be answered in those pinned messages. So once you submit your cards, you can submit as many cards as you want. However, it is limited to 5 cards per person per stream. So if you want a faster grade review, because it is first come, first serve, the Discord server does offer subscriptions starting at $4.99 a month, which just directly supports me, in addition to giving you guys some extra perks like better giveaway odds and such. It also gives you priority grade reviews. So if you have cards that you recently picked up, but you want a second opinion sooner rather than later, that's a good option for you, and it all just supports back to the stream. And as we're here, you also see that we have a giveaway currently active celebrating 10K followers on TikTok. So if you're here as well, if you want to win some free swag from me, such as some Galaxy Gaming mystery boxes and all that fun stuff, you can enter in here. There are 6 days remaining. It's very easy to enter and a lot of fun stuff. There's some t-shirts to win, some mystery boxes, some Pokemon stuff. Really cool, and it gives you an opportunity to ask me any questions on why do I start the business, how do I run a business for vendors, like what got me into Pokemon in the first place. All that fun stuff can be found there. So next up, keep on keeping on, we have South Bay. So let me get South Bay's set up. And I just saw your question, Atomic. Just give me 1 second here. I'm just loading up the next one, because these ones I was going to review last time, but my internet just decided to no longer work. So we are going to give it another go, because I felt very bad that that their cards were not assessed properly. Okay, so let me see here. Boom. There we go. Probably move that around. Beautiful. Get that nice in frame. Perfect. Mr. Mep, thanks so much for following over on TikTok. Appreciate you. Atomic, at what PSA grade speculation do you think it's worth grading cards? I have a Dark Charizard that seems to be like it's a 7, maybe an 8, but not too sure if it's worth grading. I know for Modern it's a 10 or bust, but not sure about older cards. I would say a really quick kind of rule of thumb that I tend to follow, Atomic, is, you know, even before kind of calculating price, I normally submit vintage if it's an 8 or higher, because your 8 at the lowest is a near mint plus card, right? So if you think it's an 8, I think it's still worth submitting to some degree. But what Steady said, regardless of what you use, definitely check, if you think, that's why these grade reviews are so important, right? Because I'm kind of helping us as a community kind of go through all the steps that I personally take when I grade cards to kind of maximize my potential return, right? Because at the end of the day, I do this as a business. So basically what it boils down to is whatever you assess the card would be. So if you think it's going to be an 8, just look up how much 8s go for, and then just kind of make the call yourself from there. But that's why it's, that's why I like doing these grade reviews so much, because like the more you kind of get used to them and the better you get, you can make those kind of calls for yourself, and you can be better equipped. So if you go to like a game store or a convention, you can kind of do a grade review in your own head to see if you can kind of maximize like a potential opportunity in a spot that is very saturated. Pokemon, there's a lot of people doing Pokemon, and any tools that I can kind of give to the community to kind of help you guys grow, that's what I'm all about. So for example, let's say that you saw this Umbreon, this Japanese Umbreon, the OG Moonbreon from Neo Discovery. So let's take a look. So, excuse me, at first glance, we have some corner issues. So we can kind of see there. We have a little bit of whitening in that top left corner as well as the top right. This left edge looks good. A little bit of whitening on the bottom. The right edge, some looks like what appears to be silvering, but my guess is that that's some edge fold. RJ45, welcome back, man. It's been a minute since I've seen your name pop in here. Hopefully everything is good. Hopefully the tech side of your profession is still going good. I think you said you're going for a certification, if I remember correctly. Let's see. But aside from that, the holo looks really good. There's nothing really noticeable on the Umbreon. Maybe a little scratch under the armpit there, but honestly can't even remember if that's supposed to be there or not, so I'll have to kind of look at another picture to see. But a little bit of whitening on the corners there. And as we flip it over, it is not looking good. I can tell you that. We got some... Man, we got corner issues here pretty much on all four. Maybe not. Maybe three corners, but definitely got a pretty significant whitening for sure. Let's see. Yeah, the corners are all messed up. The bottom messed up. The surface is all kind of junked up. We got some dirt. So I think this looks like dirt to me. And so if you guys have seen some of my cleaning streams in the past, this would be kind of a target of interest for me, for example, to try to remove if that is dirt. I can't really tell from this picture if it is or isn't. But to me, it kind of looks like it, but I'm not too sure. Mark, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. And so let's see. So are we at the threshold for a chat grade? We are not. So again, if you guys want to have the chat kind of trigger for a chat grade, make sure to like and share and follow the live. It really does mean a lot. And once we kind of get that threshold, I can introduce chat grades. But for now, I'm going to assess this Umbreon solo. So what do I think this Umbreon would get? So the centering is actually really good. It's really just the corners on the front, from what I can tell, is having issues. So the top left, top right, this bottom left edge as well. It's a little bit dark in this right side, so we really can't see too much. A little bit of a scratch there, which I believe is in fact a scratch, but the holo is surprisingly in good condition. Maybe a little bit of a scratch on that moon there, but pretty hard to tell. In addition, you can probably see these little white specks kind of all across the card specifically. All you have to do is just wipe that off with a microfiber towel and you should be good to go. Now, when we flip it over, you see some significant whitening on all four corners, all four edges. You even see some scratches on the back. We see some dirt and grime and all this fun stuff. So we got some pretty significant wear and tear on this card, right? So the question for me at this point is, when I kind of look at a card like this, I try to think, do I think it's heavy play or mod play, right? So based off of what I see on the picture on the front, at least, the front to me is kind of saving this card to a degree. So with that though, we do have all this whitening, and it's honestly even kind of starting to get potentially discolored in certain spots. But I think if we kind of wipe this down, you could probably even get rid of some of the surface issues, which isn't too bad. So unless there are any creases or other dings or anything like that, I think we're kind of like in that, 4 to 5 range, right? Heavy play to mod play. But I think the fact that the holo itself looks so clean, again, based off of this one picture, I would probably give this a 5. However, if it's any worse, especially in the spots that, we're kind of a little bit too dark, we kind of have to leave that up for chance. But I'd probably say that I would give this Umbreon a 5. Is that a card that was before Pokemon was called Pokemon? Yeah, so back in early Pokemon days, they were called Pocket Monsters. All right, that's not an 8. That was definitely, if I said that was an 8, you guys would never trust me ever again. So yeah, I'm thinking that this Umbreon, based off the pictures that we've seen, is probably going to be a 5. Let's go, right, Keith? New internet. Let's see if it still holds up. But so far, so good. Caleb, thanks so much for liking the live. Appreciate you. Computer enhance, right? This is like Taken. All right, next up we have the Dragonite. So Dark Dragonite. So the first thing I see, again, is a little bit of the centering on that right side compared to the left. A little bit thicker on this side than this side. The top and bottom look pretty good. Now, if we actually look at this card from this angle, we are seeing a little bit more scratching, right? So it might be very difficult to see on stream because I'm using a monitor like with brightness turned up to the max so I can see this stuff. But we do see some very, very faint scratching here by the wing as well as by the tail. A little bit more so than what we saw over on the Umbreon. But aside from that, really not that bad. Maybe a little bit of a corner issue there on the top right side. But it's really just the centering is the big thing for me, kind of standing out. And as we flip it over, it's not as bad as the Umbreon, but we're definitely out of near mint territory. We're kind of in light play, mod play territory now. Anthony, thanks so much for liking the live over on TikTok. I appreciate you. And it looks like we surpassed 3K likes. Thank you guys so much. So let's see. So the centering is actually really good. And for context, if you guys are ever wondering how to measure centering on a Japanese card, I always look. So see this red rectangular line essentially on the back of the card? This is where you measure. So if we go from here to there, right? So from this point to the left and then this point to the right, that's how you measure the centering of Japanese cards on the back. So that's how you go there. Xmas, it has a crease on the bottom left. Crease on the bottom left. Let's take a look. So it looks like if you're talking about this section where it kind of looks more white in nature, that might be a crease what you're talking about if the lighting is coming from this direction, right? So we're kind of doing like light theory right now. So if the light is coming from this direction, you'd kind of see it in this spot if that is a crease, right? Because the crease would be somewhere right there. But let's see what else. So we have to kind of keep note of that bottom left part. So as we kind of look across, we see some mild surface wear. We got a little bit of something there on that bottom left. We have some whitening on that right edge. And just honestly, just kind of regular wear and tear surface scratches on the back. So that is something to consider. White top right side. I think you're probably talking about what I was looking at. Let's see. So I think we should have enough people in here. So if you guys want to weigh in on what you think this Dark Dragonite from Team Rocket would get as a PSA grade, type in !grade followed by the number. Again, that is !grade followed by the number if you want your vote to count. And the winning vote will be the chat grade. So here is the front of the Dragonite. And here is the back. So again, !grade followed by the number on what you think this card would get as a PSA grade. And I'd say most of the issues are on this back side, and I'll even kind of zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see. And while you guys are voting, I'm going to catch up with chat. Should I buy a Neo Gen CGC Lugia for 100? I have no idea how much that even goes for. If you want to, go for it. Why not? But always look up prices on either eBay's last sold or price charting. But price charting, you have to be kind of careful, because sometimes bum sold listings get merged in with the data. So I personally don't use it because of that. So I use eBay. But it really depends. I have no idea how. I never buy CGC graded stuff. What do you think is best grading company for vintage? Depends on why you're trying to grade in the first place. If you're doing it for personal collection, that's a personal choice, I guess, depending on what slab you like. If you're looking for an ROI or a better return on your investment, PSA. People are probably going to argue with me, but data doesn't lie. PSA is going to be more bang for your buck. Until the community as a whole decides differently, it's going to be PSA. Am I strictly PSA BGS for black labels? So I'm traditionally just PSA because I keep track of, you know, so if I submit a card and I think it's going to get a 9 and it comes back as a 9, I record that. So I've been recording my grades since 2017. So it's just easier for me to stay more consistent and kind of learn the trend with one company versus kind of diversifying against 3. But BGS and CGC, you know, they're known, well, BGS is really known for black label. And then when people get 9.5s, they just cross grade them to PSA anyway. And so that kind of bears the question. You're doing that for a reason because you know you're going to get more money when it goes to PSA to get a better shot at a 10. Even with PSA pop controlling vintage, I always have, you know, without kind of going down a crazy rabbit hole, I always am interested to see like when someone says, oh, my card got pop controlled, I really want to see the card in person. Because I feel like I really question if everyone's kind of doing their due diligence versus just having their emotions take over and thinking that it would get a 10. You know, it might be an unpopular opinion, but I'd say in most cases, you know, there's obviously, you know, room for error in all of it. I've experienced it myself. I'm not saying that PSA is flawless, but I am saying that, you know, the big question is, did someone really do their due diligence to look at the card before they submitted it? All right, so so you guys are saying pretty unanimously, actually. So you guys are saying so chat is saying a PSA 7. So let me just put that over here real quick. Boom. Save that. Okay. So now it is my turn. So let me make sure that's in frame. So what do I think this Dark Dragonite would get? So centering is the big focus for me on this card so far. We have the right side being much thicker than the left. However, the top down looks really good with some mild scratching on the hollow. Have some by the wing there as well as some by the tail. Other than that, we do have a little bit of a corner ding on that top right hand corner, but we'll see if there's any more on the back left. So when we see it doesn't carry over, which is good, but as we kind of look across this card, you see significant surface abrasions, right? You see some scratches there in that top section. You see some on the left. You even see some staining here on that bottom left region. Additionally, and we're kind of talking about this in chat, whether or not this is a bend or not, because you kind of see this spot is a little bit lighter compared to the rest of the card, and that might either be because of the camera flash illuminating this section, which would make sense because that would be where the crease would be, or if it's dirt. I'm leaning more towards it being a crease because it kind of seems odd that it would just kind of be a bump there in relation to the rest of the card. So I do think that there's probably a slight bend here, and I'll actually draw this out just to make sure that we kind of keep a track of that. So I think this kind of looks just like that. So as we kind of turn that off, we're also looking at a rest of the card on the side. So we have some whitening on that right side, the bottom and the right side looking pretty good, but it's really just the staining, the bend, the scratches, all that stuff kind of leading to my ultimate decision, where I don't think that chat, I'm sorry, I don't think I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, chat. I'm sorry. I'm thinking that with the staining, with the bend especially, you know, we're probably leaning into like a 5, even a 4 category, depending on if this is in fact a bend. It's kind of like leaving, you know, I really don't know at the end of the day. So there is kind of like a little bit of wiggle room between a 5 and a 4. But all this kind of gunk and all this surface abrasion and all this stuff, I think it's a little bit more than light played on the back, at least, and some of these scratches and the corner bends and the centering and all this stuff. So I'd probably say, you know, we're probably leaning into that mod play category. If I had this card, that's probably what I would list it at. So normally when I do that kind of translation, I'd normally equate that to a PSA 5, unless that bend is any worse, because it looked pretty bad. But anyway. So chat, was thinking PSA 7, and I am thinking a PSA 5, unless that crease in the bottom left isn't as bad. Then you could probably argue it for kind of going up to a 6, but it's kind of to be determined. But Guard, thanks so much for the heart me. I appreciate you. All right, next up we have, who do we have? Aldo, the first modern card of the night, and one of the bigger chases from, hold on, Stellar Crown. I lost my train of thought there for a second. So let me zoom out of this. And again, if you guys want your cards reviewed for free on a future grade review stream, again, it's completely free to enter. All you have to do is go into my link in bio and it'll lead you to here. Next, all you have to do is click or tap the Discord icon. It will redirect you to the Discord server. And once you go through the onboarding process, it will redirect you to the grade review channel. So before you submit your cards, again, it's completely free. Just make sure to follow the pinned messages for instructions on how to properly submit your cards, and you are good from there. Again, it is first come, first serve. If you want priority, the server also offers a subscription starting at $4.99 a month. Additionally, I am doing a giveaway. As you can tell, it ends in 6 days, and there's 3 winners drawn to win some Pokemon stuff as well as some merchandise, so make sure to click that as well. So next up, we have Aldo with the Bulbasaur Illustrator Rare. So let's take a look. So with Modern specifically, Nathan, thank you so much for following live. I appreciate you. So for Modern specifically, there's really 2 main areas that kind of stand out the most in what I kind of say 10 or bust, right? So for Modern, if it's not going to get the PSA 10, in most cases, it's not going to be worth submitting. So the biggest culprits for Modern specifically is either centering or corners, or a combination of the two. Because it's assumed when we do grade review with Modern that you didn't throw down a flight of stairs, right? It's in pretty good shape the way you got it out of a pack. So that's what we're going to be looking at today with this Bulbasaur. And some other Modern cards that we have queued up for today. So the centering on this card looks to be pretty good. A little bit thicker on this right side than the left. However, we are seeing a little bit of issue here, possibly. It might just be because of the camera, I'm not too sure. But when we flip it over, I'm going to be focusing my efforts almost immediately on the back left side. So when this flips over, it'll be kind of right here. So let's flip it over. And I don't see anything there, but I do see what may appear to be a little bit of whitening on that top left corner. And if that is, it's probably a far shot out of 10, because in most cases, and I think I'm going to answer your question here in a second, Nathan, in my past experiences, on a collective average, that when you see a little bit of a white dot in the corner, it's probably not going to get the 10. Because the argument, especially for Modern, because that's why I say for Modern 10 or bust, is that the print quality is much higher than what it was in Vintage. So as a result, you know, there are going to be Bulbasaurs that are printed with better quality, which do not have the whitened corners there. But the centering looks to be okay, maybe a little bit thicker on the bottom than on the top. But from what I can tell, we do have a little bit of that whitening there, which I think in this case, I don't think you'll get the 10. It is a far shot. You know, because I've seen cards get it, but you can kind of see, again, with some of the centering being slightly off here on the front, as well as possibly on the back, in addition to the white dot, I don't think you're going to get the 10. So it might not be worth submitting, but to each their own. All right, so next up we have Juice with the first Zard of the night. We normally go through like minimum like 3 Charizards every time we do these grade reviews. But so boom, boom. Let's see. Flame of Gold, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Any cards from the Trick or Treat bundle good? Good in terms of value? Probably not. I mean, they're meant to be given away, right? So. What's the Discord? So, all right. So if you guys want to know on how to submit your cards, just simply go into my bio and you'll see a Linktree link. Once there, you click that. You just either go to the Discord link, click or tap, depending on if you're watching me on mobile or desktop. From there, you'll be redirected to the Discord, which will then send you to the grade review channel. It is first come, first serve, but you can submit as many cards as you want. However, each stream is limited to 5 cards per person per stream. So if you want your cards graded faster, because some people have asked me to do it faster, the server offers a subscription starting at $4.99 a month that you can get priority grade review. So for example, 88 Gamings, who we reviewed first, is a subscriber of mine. So we reviewed his cards first before we reach to the non-sub. So if you want your cards assessed fast, that's your best option. Otherwise, it is first come, first serve. But we stream every Wednesday. This is the 41st episode. Episode 41. And while you're there, make sure to go and do the giveaway as well. Giving away some cool free prizes. You have 6 days left, guys. 6 days. All right, next up we have Juice2948 with the base set OG Zard. So let us take a look. And I appreciate all the likes. We just hit 4K likes over on TikTok. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Again, I do this completely for free for you guys. I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me. And yeah, it definitely means a lot. So centering of this Zard is looking pretty good. I'm actually going to get rid of the other stuff. There we go. So the centering looks good. Top, down, left, right, all looks great. Corners look great. The hollow looks really good, man. Hollow looks great. The only thing I could probably suggest is wiping off whatever that is right where the tip of my mouse is, and I'll just kind of circle it actually with the pen tool. I feel like I haven't used the pen tool that much tonight. So when I save that, so right kind of where I'm seeing kind of before and after, I'll kind of toggle it on and off so you guys have a better idea on what I'm talking about. So if we can get rid of that, that'll be good. Help you out on that surface grade for sure. But other than that, the card looks in fantastic shape. So far so good. So let's flip it over. And the back, as always, chat, is always the thing that takes us down from the clouds. So let me zoom in, or zoom out rather, and put this up a little bit. Actually, I have to zoom in even more so you guys can even see what I'm talking about. And just like that, perfect. All right. So as we look across this card, right, so we see some whitened edges, whitened corners. This left edge looks pretty good up until the middle part. And actually, there's just really more whitening than anything. So I'm going to just mark any bit of whitening that I see and kind of basically fill it in so you can kind of see exactly where I'm looking. So we have some on that left side, pretty much this full bottom left corner, a little bit there, there, a little bit there. Yeah, it's pretty much all on this whole edge. I don't know how much of this is whitening. It might just be from the flash. Make sure I save that. So if I kind of toggle this on and off, so anything that you see as green, that's kind of where I'm seeing the whitening on the back of this card. So I think we should have enough people. We'll give it a shot. So I'm going to start the chat grade. So if you guys want to weigh in on what you think this Charizard from base set would get as a PSA grade, type in !grade followed by the number. Again, !grade followed by the number on what you think this card would get. I think I missed a little bit there. And I think that should be it from what I can tell. So again, !grade followed by the number if you want your grade counted or your vote counted, whether you're watching me on YouTube or TikTok. So anything that you see on screen in green is whitening that I was able to see. I'll kind of toggle that on and off just so you guys can have a better visualization on what I'm talking about. So again, exclamation point grade followed by the number. Exclamation point grade followed by the number. I'm actually going to leave that on there. There's white in the bottom right corner. If you're talking about this here, sure, why not? Let's see. So we are, so I'll end it here. So chat, you guys are thinking, let me get rid of this side. So chat, you guys are thinking on this Zard a 7. So save that. All right, so now that we have your grade, now it is my turn. So what do I think this Charizard from base set would get? So the centering looks really good. Corners look great on the front. The only thing that I noticed was a little bit of something stuck here by the tip of the tail, which I believe you can simply wipe off with a microfiber cloth or a Q-tip and distilled water. So I'm not going to be too focused on that in terms of an impactful mark. So as we flip it over, you can see what I have in green is some of the whitening I was able to see on the card itself. The lucky thing is that the back, in terms of the surface, looks in really good shape. But due to the amount of whitening, this is a really good example on how kind of whitening can somewhat make or break a card. And so I would say that I agree with you guys that because of the whitening alone on the back, we're looking at a PSA 7. So chat, you guys are thinking a 7, and I am also thinking a PSA 7. So good job, chat. Good job. All right, next up we have yet another Zard. So we are looking at 808X. I don't even know how to say that last part. I'm just going to call you 808X. So with the Charizard EX that has been, I haven't looked at it recently. I wonder if the prices have settled down. But the Charizard EX from 151, kind of going crazy. So let us take a look. There you go. Great minds think alike, Steve. There you go. Is there any way to correct factory lips on the cards? I would say if you could probably, you know, if it's not bad, especially from the factory, I think this would be an excellent opportunity. Would probably just to kind of leave it in a do the humidor technique, right? So 70% humidity at like 30 to 45 minutes, but you have to kind of watch it like an eagle. And then just kind of put it in between some acrylic plates, have some clamps, and probably just kind of have that go for like a day. And just kind of monitor it. And sometimes that can kind of take care of it too, because it's not as significant because it is just straight from the factory. So that's one option. Right, Taylor. English is, that's one of the big things I'm actually about to talk about, Rudd. For English, again, for this Charizard EX, the big culprits that kind of make or break 10s is centering and corners. So the centering on this actually is pretty good, with the exception of the bottom. Looks a little bit thicker than the top. So what I mean by that is this section. So this bottom part, right, is a little bit thicker than the top. But aside from that, the card, obviously, you know, the corners look good. And when we flip it over, we are seeing, so this, obviously this whole left side, that's just from the camera flash. But we see, I'll kind of mark them with the tool here. So from what I can tell, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 points of whitening on the back. So I would say that because of the 4 points of whitening alone, you're probably not going to get the 10. So I'd probably say a good solid 9. Do people send you their cards and you do a review of what the grade is so I can send you some? Yes. Yep. So people just go to the Discord and all you have to do is go into my link in my bio. And then from there, you'll go to the Discord icon. You just click or tap that and it'll redirect you to the Discord. And then you just basically go through the onboarding steps and go from there. These cards, yep, so I just talked about that. Rudd, thanks so much for following. I appreciate that. And Young Pickle, thanks so much for following. Appreciate that. What happens if it has 1 point of white? You're probably distancing yourself away from a potential 10, in my honest opinion. Taylor, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. All right, so even though this picture is sideways, we should be able to make it work. So the Master Balls. So obviously, a lot of people like to collect the Master Ball kind of reverse rares from the Japanese 151. So let's take a look. Center A little bit thicker on that top than the bottom, but not too bad. And I don't see any major scratches on the front, so let's hope, fingers crossed, the back looks good. And the back does look good. So I'd say, honestly, it's probably a good contender. I'd probably measure this part, though. I'd probably, in person, I'd measure the top compared to the bottom. Just to make sure that it's within kind of that 55-45. So that's what I would probably recommend. So you're probably in pretty good shot at getting that 10. But definitely make sure that you measure that for sure. All right, just give me 1 second here. But yeah, if you guys want to, again, submit your cards, just click on the link in bio. And then from there, you just go right to the Discord link. And then it should send you to the right direction. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to be setting up, just go to just chatting real quick. Just going to set up the next one because we got some more big submissions. So again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this Wednesday, as always. Should I send my top contenders to BGS and the rest to PSA? It all depends, man. I don't mean to have that always be my cop-out answer, but I'd say, you know, if it were me, if I think a card's going to get a black label, that's really the only reason why I'd ever send it to Beckett. And then I always get the follow-up question where if it's a 9.5, people always ask me, should I send it to PSA? And I say, sure, why not? Whoa. Where am I? All right, there we go. Now, where did I leave off? Totally lost my space. So we just got done because I think we're at the max of 20 tonight. So there is a lot of cards to look at. That one was in a sleeve. All right, so next up is Cynical Track. So we do that. Boom. Get that out of there. And let me go back here. All right. So cynical. I think I have that one. They're out of order. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now first we have cynical track. So the Squirtle instead of the Bulbasaur this time around. So let's see. Centering so far looks good. So far so good. And the back. Let's take a look at the back. The back. I already sent out my new set today. Otherwise, Hydreigon. Nice. That the one with the Terra, right? The Terra crown. That one looks sick. Congrats on the pull, man. That's awesome. The left kind of looks thicker than the right, weirdly enough. I'm not too sure why. But it looks good. Card looks great. So yeah, I think you should be good with in terms of the centering from the right to the left. So this might have a potential 10 contender, if I can speak. So that one, yeah, that one's pretty good. I don't see any whitening on the back, from what I can tell. So that one should be pretty good. The Latias. The Latias EX. Let's see, centering looks good. Corners look good. Same thing on the back. Yeah, I think both the Squirtle and the Latias are pretty good 10 contenders. For sure. Maybe the Squirtle is kind of like, almost like a coin flip, but the Latias is really good. All right, next up. It won't let you join. Well, unfortunately, I'm not too sure what's going on. I can't really troubleshoot during stream. If you want to message me, if you have Discord, you can try to message me and see what's going on. Okay, next up is Jornzy with some pretty heavy hitters. So let's take a look. So we got the trio. We got the big boys. So we got the Charizard, the Venusaur, and the Blastoise. All right. So we got that, Venusaur, and Blastoise. Perfect. Okay. So let's take a look at the centering. So centering on this guy, a little bit thicker on the left side than the right, but not too bad. Top bottom a little bit thicker. It looks like the left side and the bottom, so here and here, are thicker than the top and the right, but it looks really clean from what I can tell. Like in terms of the edges are really good, corners look good. It's just slightly off center. The hollowing looks really good. I mean, yeah, so far so good. The back is wicked off center. Again, we can kind of tell, right, just starting from the red line over on both the left and the right. So it's a little bit of line on the left, but really big on that right side. So we're pretty off center for sure. Additionally, we have some whitening here on the top and the back, as well as a little bit of a nick here. So you kind of see that right there where I'm kind of circling on stream. But yeah, aside from that, it's really just the corners and edges and centering. Let's see a little bit of, not corners, the centering and the edges. And just some little bit of white specks that, again, can probably be just removed with a microfiber, nothing too crazy. But the holo itself is really good. Hey, Betty, how's it going? What is up? I have Pokemon Pocket ready to go once grade review's done, so we're gonna try to get some wins in with a freebie deck. I'm trying so hard not to put any money in it. Oh, you've been sick all week? Oh, that sucks. Well, I feel bad reaching out to you last night then. Didn't mean to wake you up or like have you do work. But hopefully you feel better. So yeah, I would probably say, you know, it's really just the centering and this little issue up here. So I say with like how bad the centering is on the back, and that little ding on the top. And let's see, is there anything else? Maybe some scratches here, what it looks like. Let's see. It's just so off center on the back. I think that's a scratch because I think that goes into that golden border. So yeah, I'd probably say, probably for this one, I'd probably say a 7 because of the ding on the back and how bad the centering is for that bad boy. Online is only a few clicks. Gotcha. Yeah, I know. And one thing that I don't know if I told you off stream or not, but I'm finally, fingers crossed, I have my new internet active right now, and so far I feel like it's been good. I'm not jinxing it, knock on wood, but so far so good, at least for the stream crashing. Venusaur. Centering looks good, a little bit of dirt there on the top. Corners look pretty good. The surface actually looks phenomenal. Nothing wrong with the holo from what I can tell. The surface looks really good. The big thing that I'm actually surprised, I'm not seeing any silvering, which is huge on the edges here. So that's good. And that is a pretty significant significant bend, chat. That legitimately caught me off guard. So that's pretty intense. Rabbit, thanks so much for liking the live, appreciate it. For some reason your previous internet hated you. Yeah, I probably gave him like a bad review or something. That's probably what happened. Or CGC trying to knock me out. But yeah, that's a pretty bad bend right there for sure. Can you look at my Birding Shadow? Yeah, I'll let you know how to submit your cards for sure, if you haven't done so already. So the centering is pretty off. The corners look good. A little bit of whitening on the bottom right. But really the big one, right, is all right here. You know, so this is obviously some pretty significant damage. You know, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. That is considered damage. So, Khan, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate that. You know, so I'm looking, you know, even as like a 4, just from that bend alone. We're already at like a 4. The front is so clean though, chat. It is so clean. Yeah, so that's probably even like a 4 or 3. Legitimately, I don't even have that much experience in grading 3s. So I'd probably say that I'd probably get the 4 or 3. I really don't have enough of those types of submissions under my belt to confidently say. But I'd probably say because of that, you're probably looking at, you know, 4 or 3. But the front is so good. This right here, chat, this is what a great example of a binder card for sure. Yeah, so just because there were a few people that just asked, so if you want to submit your cards for a free grade review, we do this every Wednesday. Click or tap the link in the bio. It will then send you here to my link tree. So all you have to do is click or tap the Discord icon to get the invite to the Discord. Once you're there, you'll go through an onboarding process and it will guide you directly to the grade review channel. One thing I cannot emphasize enough is make sure to review and read the pinned messages, guys. I cannot emphasize this enough, to make sure that you're taking your pictures in accordance with kind of the rules, so to speak, right? So for example, I can't assess a card that's in a sleeve. I can't assess a card that's in a top loader. So you know, I can't do that. But it's completely free. You can submit as many as you want. It is first come, first serve. I limit 5 cards per person per stream. So if you guys want your cards assessed fast, the Discord server offers a subscription starting at $4.99 and higher, but that one will at least get you priority grade review, which the subs get assessed first and then the non-subs. So that's how you do it. And then as you can see here too, make sure you guys are clicking the giveaway. This is 6 days left. It's a chance for you guys to ask me some questions that I'll answer in a special stream, including going over my personal collection while I answer you guys. And some other fun surprises I'm trying to work on. So definitely give that a click. It's super easy. Again, there are 6 days left, so make sure you join that. All right, next up, we have the Blastoise. So as we look here, unfortunately, this is not the error. So again, I've said this pretty much ad nauseum at this point every time I see the Blastoise, but for reference, if you ever look at a base set Blastoise, always make sure to check if the stage 1 error is present, meaning that the stage 1 is missing. So this section is just gone for the error. So the corners and edges look great. The holo looks really good. So far, this card's in really good shape. We do have some dirt, though. We have some dirt in the bottom right-hand corner. So some right there, and some right there as well. So these are really good opportunities to do what I kind of do for cleaning. You can just simply remove those little blemishes off of there with like a microfiber towel or a Q-tip into some distilled water. So super easy. And as we flip over on the back, centering looks good. We just see a little bit of whitening pretty much scattered across the entirety of the card. So we have a little bit here, but again, this might be a part of the carpet. I'm not really too sure. So we have some there, and there. But honestly, not too bad. Because if that's it, and I think honestly this one might be just carpet, but I'm not too sure. But the centering and corners look really good, and the surface of this card looks really good. So I think if you can remove these little bits of dirt on the front, and probably some of these even, you know, if I take the magnifier here, these little white specks on the right side, you can probably just wipe off with a microfiber cloth. I would probably say you're looking at an 8, like a really solid 8. Which is really good for base set vintage. So thank you, Jornsy, for that submission. And will you see that? It's the 4th Charizard, chat. Yet another Zard. With a ton of pictures. And we're actually going to just do a small handful, because I think a majority of these I should be able to get a good general idea. And again, if you guys do have cards, you're more than welcome to submit different angles, because the more angles you guys can submit on some of these cards, you know, the better we can assess them, right? So help me help you is what I'm trying to say. Help me help you. All right, so next up we have the Zard again. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Let's see if we can break 5K likes over on TikTok, because I gotta get those reps in. Because I'm gonna make somewhat of an announcement as I'm playing Pokemon Pocket later tonight. So definitely stay tuned. All right, awesome, Moji. Glad you're able to figure it out. Olo, thanks so much for liking the live. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. All right. Charizard. Let's take a look at number 4. From this angle, surface looks good. We have a little bit of dirt on the top left. And looks like, and obviously we have more than enough angles to look. We have, you know, some scratches across the holo, as to be expected, but not too crazy, especially from some of these pictures. And I'm actually going to load one more from, was it this angle? No, this angle. Just to get an angle on that flame. But all in all, not bad. I don't really see much on the hollow surface from these different angles. So far, it's really good. No issues. And as we flip it over on the back, it's always the back, chat. It is always the back. So let's see. So obviously we have some pretty, pretty significant whitening on the bottom. Right, so all of that bottom part, excuse me, got some scuffing, some surface wear, a lot of just general wear and tear issues all on the bottom. But aside from that, let's see if there's anything else. There does appear to look like a wave. I don't know if that's just the lighting or not, but you can kind of see, it kind of sees like light and then dark. So if I kind of talk about why I'm saying that there's a wave and move, this thing is huge. And I'll probably, you guys probably won't even be able to see it, but let's see. Man, it'd be great if I could just drag it over. There we go. So why I think it's a wave is that you can kind of see, so the light starts here, right? So it starts here and then ends, and then starts again and then ends. So these gaps here make me believe that it is some degree of a wave in the card. So if that is, if that's the case, then that tells me that there's something wrong with the surface, which is pretty significant. But if it's not, but to me, that's what that looks like to me. And then this is just more of that whitening that we saw on the top before. But yeah, I would say overall, I mean, so my big thing, right, is my big thing is if whether or not that's actually like a surface wave, right? So if I kind of highlighted this, it'd kind of be like a dip here, just to make it kind of exaggerated, right? Like a kind of cross the card in this direction. So if that is, then, you're already looking at like a 4 or a 3, weirdly enough, because again, I only based this off of previous experiences with that Erica's Ivysaur and others. Even though the front looks really good, the hollow looks incredible. But so I'm basically going to give, in this case, 2 grades, right? Because I can't confirm whether or not. So if this is waves, if this is kind of like what I'm talking about here, you're probably looking at a 3, to be honest, especially with the amount of whitening on the bottom. Now, if that's not, meaning that's just kind of straight across, you're probably looking at a 5. Just because of how significant a lot of this whitening is on the back. In addition, you have kind of some pretty noticeable surface abrasions on the back and all on this backside. So you're probably looking at between a 5, probably 3 if those waves exist on the back, or a 5 if they don't, would be my guess. So Lexus, thank you for all the pictures too. The pictures definitely helped, and actually, while I say that, I'm actually going to see, because it's so hard, because even some of the pictures that you sent doesn't really do that one section justice too much, because how the camera is zoomed. Maybe this one, but I don't know if I'm just, at this point, I don't know if I'm just kind of looking for it or not. I don't know. But regardless if it's there or not, that's what I would say. So let me, before I move on to Olo, which I saw you in chat, you're up next. Let me catch up. Sounds good, Steady. Thanks so much for sticking around, man. I appreciate you. Can you do my Machamp I sent you? I will in a future episode. Queues are determined before stream starts. So again, if you guys really want your cards assessed fast, this is a free service at the end of the day. It is first come, first serve. So if you really need your cards assessed fast, the server does offer a server subscription at the cadet tier for $4.99 a month. It's the cheapest one so far, and it gives you priority grade review. So if you want to be, for example, next week, that's my recommendation. But until then, it's first come, first serve. So I appreciate you guys understanding that, because again, I do this completely for free. You know, I really just do this for fun. And it's just to kind of hang out with you guys and look at some cool cards at the end of the day. And I got to make it fair for everyone. And that is the best way to do it. All right. Oh, another Mega Rayquaza. This one actually was really popular. I just uploaded a video maybe like last week of this Mega Rayquaza, and it got some pretty significant traction. So I'm excited to look at another one. So let's take a look at it. So the centering looks pretty good. These are packed when I was a kid. Oh man. Well, let's see if young Olo Molo knew how to take care of his Mega Rayquaza and Mega Charizard. Let's take a look. Centering looks good, honestly. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh man. Let's see. Faye is making an appearance. The surface looks pretty good based off of what I can tell. Yeah, so far so good on that. And yeah, it's really just the back. Let's see. So the back, yeah, edges just look like, I mean, it makes sense based off of what you're saying. It basically just looks lightly played. You know, there's some whitening on the edges, some mild scratches, some mild scuffs, right? As to be expected from being, you know, a child's card, but actually not as bad as I would think, to be honest. Like no major bends, no major creases or anything like that. And it looks relatively flat. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong there. And again, the front looks good. Front looks really good. It just very mild whitening around the edge. So I'd probably say, you know, unless there's something up with the front of this card, I would probably say a 6 for this Mega Rayquaza, or a 5, depending on if like in person some of this whitening is a little bit rougher than what it appears. But I'd probably say a 6 for this Mega Rayquaza if I were to guess. And then for the Mega Charizard, which is super sick, RIP the fairy type. Again, centering is going to be very difficult to measure, right? But we're going to do our best. Let's see. Yeah, so the centering looks pretty good. So where I'm looking, just for context, chat, I'm looking here. So basically, I'm trying to look for any little gap of a border. And you're kind of looking right, and you can't even see it. But right there is where I'm looking. So the centering on that bottom, or the left and the right, looks pretty good. And then, I mean, you really can't, obviously the flames here, you can't even really measure the bottom, but the corners look good. Corners look good, edges look good. Surface looks great. The front looks phenomenal. The back actually looks really good, man. Like compared to the Rayquaza, the back of this looks really good. You know, because you got maybe very mild whitening on that bottom right corner, some whitening on the bottom left. But, you know, young Olo did a pretty good job at taking care of his Mega Charizard for sure. Centering looks really good. Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably, like, depending on what this really looks like in the corner, you know, I'd probably, you know, you're probably looking at, like, I think I had a top loaders after Rayquaza. Well, definitely makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So, I mean, yeah, you might be in that 8-7 territory, depending on how this looks in person, you know, because the rest of the edges look really good. The corners look really good. The surface looks great. You know, you're probably looking at like an 8, maybe a 7 on a bad day. But it's really just this part that I'd have to kind of look more even in person, is this corner right here. But just with these, like 1, 2, 3, like you're in a really good shape. So probably even like an 8 would be my guess for you. depending on how bad that is in person. All right, so Olo, thank you for your submission, my friend, and thanks for staying around as long as you have. Next up, we have the Eevees. Very popular from Twilight Masquerade. And let's take a gander. All right, centering of this Eevee looks really good. And then on the back, it almost looks like we have a little bit of some white, and I don't know what this is, but I think that could probably be wiped off. Additionally on that right side as well. But all four corners, I think if you can wipe these off, like, so what is it, 1, 2, 3, if you can wipe those off, I think you're in pretty good shape for this being a potential 10 candidate. Because I don't see anything obviously wrong with the surface. I don't really calculate that. It's really just the corners and edges, or the corners and centering rather. That looks pretty good. So again, if you can wipe off that, which kind of looks like it's kind of stuck on the card versus the edge, as well as that might just be on the back. Yeah, I think that's, if you can wipe those off, then you're good. If you can't, then you're not. Is there much of a queue right now? So I don't really have like a good way of kind of writing like queue numbering, but a good rule of thumb is anything that I mark with like a, some people say it looks blue, some people say it looks gray. Check mark, it means that I've acknowledged it. And anytime I put a microphone next to it, just go from there down. And I try to go every 15 to 20 cards. You know, so you're probably looking, you know, if you were to submit today, you know, you have, like, I'm only up to October 23rd is where I'm at right now. And I assess roughly 15 to 20 cards per week per stream. Because, you know, I try, yes, it's a low count, but I try to do my due diligence and give you, like, not just say, oh, I think it's a 10 next. Oh, I think that's a 7 next. You know, I try to really kind of highlight, take the time to go over each one. So yeah, Brady, so how to submit, if you go to my link in my bio, it'll lead you to my link tree. And all you have to do is click or tap my Discord icon. And then from there, you'll go through an onboarding process, and it'll take you to where you can look at the grade review channel. And then you can submit as many cards as you want completely for free, but it is limited to 5 cards per person per stream. And like I've said before, if you really want your cards graded as soon as possible, you can bypass essentially the queue by getting priority, which is offered through the Discord server subscriptions. So the cadet tier, which is $4.99 a month, will give you priority grade review every week, as long as you maintain your subscription. But if not, then it's first come, first serve. Did I end up grading the unlimited Charizard? I assessed 2 of them, so probably. And if you're gonna ask me what did I assess it at, I honestly can't remember because I've been yapping the whole time. But again, all my VODs get immediately uploaded to my YouTube channel. If you want to look at that, make sure to follow over there. Additionally, what you're seeing on screen too, I am having a giveaway that ends in 6 days. If you want to win some Pokemon products and some mystery boxes, some t-shirts, all that fun stuff, make sure to go there. During that stream, there's also a Q&A section, as well as showing off my personal collection. So super excited. It's going to be the first time I ever reveal it online. So super stoked for that. All right, next up, we have a Pop Series 4 Pokemon fan club. It's pretty cool. Let's take a look. All right, corners look good, centering looks good, surface looking good. Yeah, corners look great, edges look good. Maybe the only thing I see here is the little bit of whitening in that bottom left corner. And then that's probably, that look to me looks like a hair, so I'm not really focused on that too much. So yeah, I think this card is in pretty good shape. I'd say probably, you know, maybe if it's not as bad as in person, you might get the 10, but if I had to give a grade based off what I'm seeing, I don't think it would get the 10. I'd say it'd probably easily get the 9, only because I'm not seeing any surface issues. I'm not seeing corner issues on the front, but when we flip it over, I am seeing a little bit of that whitening on the bottom left. that is noticeable at first glance. So you're probably going to get the 9 on that one, would be my guess. Tio Tot 213. So let's see. So the last grade for the night before we hop over to Pokemon Pocket Time, we are going to look at, good song, nice little banger, is the Dark Raichu. Now, I've said it once, chat, and I'll say it again. With the upcoming release of the new, like the 3rd iteration of Team Rocket, I have been seeing Team Rocket cards slightly go up in price. So this is a pretty good one. Okay, cool. I got a Latios and Latias alt art and Gardevoir and Sylveon I'm going to submit. Been thinking about grading them for a while. To me, they look like potential 10s. Well, you've come to the right place, Brady. Yeah, it's always nice to, that's why I like doing these, right? To kind of give the community a way to kind of, you know, double check before you actually spend the money to go get them graded. So that's why I like to offer this as a free service, right? I mean, obviously, you know, it's first come, first serve and all that stuff that I mentioned before, but you know, at the end of the day, I like just doing this for you guys. And we also, you know, I learn a lot from these sessions, and I hope you guys learn a lot too. Just some of the stuff. Again, I've been grading with PSA probably since 2017. Grading meaning I've submitted my own cards to PSA, and then I keep track of cards. Like if I think a card is going to get a 7 and it comes back as a 4, I learn from that, right? And then I kind of just keep improving. And all of those years of doing that over and over again is exactly what is translating into these streams. And I'm always learning. I'm always trying to adapt to how PSA is grading. So yeah, I'm glad. I hope this helps, Brady. Giant, what's going on, man? What is going on, my friend? How you been? And while you tell me how you been, we're going to look at this Dark Raichu, which is very well centered. The first secret rare made. Nice fat swirl there by the tail. Really cool. Centering and corners look really good. Scratches on the hollow, though, obviously, up near the thunderbolt of the tail. So we do have to kind of factor that in. Really, it's kind of funny. This is probably the first card of the night that I've noticed noticeable scratches. Aside from that, all the hollows on the cards have been in really good shape. So really nice on the front. You can kind of see more of those scratches popping up on this angle as well. There by the tail, by the feet, all that fun stuff. So it's really just the scratches in the hollow. And on the back, we obviously see some more damage, right? So on the, it's kind of going counterclockwise. We see some bends in the corner here. And I wonder, you can't even really see them on the back, or on the front rather. But this angle, you're actually seeing a little bit of a chip there on the top. So that's obviously going to deduct some points here. So you see a little bit there on that top right, see a little bit on that top left. And as we kind of go across these edges, have a little bit of whitening there, kind of whitening on that bottom left side, bottom center, bottom right. So all in all, it's really just kind of and you almost have like, looks like dirt or thumbprints or something. You kind of see those little waves in the M. To me, it looks like a thumbprint, in addition to some weird issues there. But the top two corners are really kind of where my attention is kind of getting taken. You know, so with some of those dings, you know, you're probably, you know, especially with this big corner ding, I'd probably say you're looking at light play or even mod play, which would equate to a PSA 6 or a PSA 5. Because I think even with the scratches alone here, you're probably already at a PSA 6 with just the scratches from like kind of them clustered to the left there. So I'd probably say, you know, you're probably dancing around that 6, but especially this one on the top and this one on the right, and with this smudge stuff, if you can't get rid of this, I'll say a 5. If you cannot get rid of this, in addition to all the other whitening, you're probably looking at a 5. But if you can get rid of some of this stuff, you're probably leaning more towards a 6. But I would say as is, you're probably looking at a 5. Caleb, thanks so much for the follow. So can I send you a pic of a card and you check it out? Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing right now, Caleb. Unfortunately, the queue is closed for tonight. But if anyone's wondering, like yourself, on how to submit cards for a future grade review, all you have to do is go to my link in my bio It'll send you to my link tree. From here, you just click or tap the Discord icon on the top. It'll then redirect you to the Discord, and you go through the onboarding process. It'll send you to the grade review channel. Once you're there, you can submit as many cards as you want, completely for free, but it is first come, first serve at a minimum of 5 cards per person per stream when they're reviewed. So just know that if there is a queue, you know, it probably will take a few weeks. So if you want your cards assessed faster, the Discord server does offer subscriptions. The cheapest one is the cadet tier at $4.99 a month, which gives you priority grade review, which means that at the beginning of each stream, we do this every Wednesday. I always address subscribers first, and then once all the subscribers are done, I then move on to the non-subscribers. And so just food for thought, depending on how fast you want your cards assessed. Sean, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And as you're seeing here too, I'm also doing a free giveaway, guys. It's completely free, celebrating 10K like or 10K followers on TikTok. Thank you again for doing that. And as a celebration, we are doing a combination of a Q&A slash showing off my personal collection. So just enter in here, and then the winner will be announced during those streams as well. So definitely make sure to check that in. We have 6 days left until the giveaway is done. Already sent it to Beckett because I was so excited. Well, awesome, Caleb. Well, hopefully you get that black label. I'm assuming that's what you're probably going for. All right, and next up, and I'll just shift over to my just chatting screen. Hello, chat. This is for your first time seeing me. Hello. And let me get the next segment up and running. So just bear with me 1 second here. So again, yeah, we do these free grade reviews every Wednesday. Again, completely for free. It's a fun little thing to do with the community, you know. Get better at grading overall. Because you can never stop learning, especially for grading, for sure. All right, so let me set up. Sure. Don't know why you needed to before, but let's try it again. Share my screen. Sure. But yeah, hopefully you get that black label, man. The queue is closed emoji. I am sorry, my friend. Hopefully you can understand and respect that stance. You've been waiting so long, as well as other people who have been waiting for weeks, my friend. Again, if you want your cards assessed faster, the server does offer a subscription. If you want expedited grade review, you'll be assessed next week. And let me see, permissions. So that goes, sure, 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 and sure. Yes, sorry, I'm trying to set up something that I am hoping it works. And we will see if it does. We don't need that. Just go there. So let's see. Let's see if this works, chat. Try not to spoil it, but we are about to see if it does. Does it work? Fingers crossed. Maybe. Let's see. So that goes... whatever reason it shrunk on me. Alright, can you guys see my screen? I hope you can. And your face. Perfect. Nice. Let me just make sure that this all works. This was a very annoying to set up, but I hope that we got it. Let me... Because I have been addicted, chat. I have been addicted to playing this game. So let's see. Do 14. No. It's like all got changed on me. There we go. Is that it? Do we get it? Here we go. We're in a chat. Ah, there we go. Sorry, bear with me just 1 second, chat. And then once we get this going, we are vibing. And we're vibing. There we go. Beautiful. All right, chat. We are playing some TCG Pocket. So hopefully, I'm just going to test this out real quick. Aha. This is so cool. How am I liking the TCG? Dude, I love it. This is so much fun. I'm trying to, you know, obviously I want to try to not put any money into it if I need to. And so some of the things I was thinking of, even because now I'm just kind of talking very candidly, I really want to do like a Discord tournament. I want to do a Discord TCG Pocket tournament. I think it'd be really cool because you can do like private matches and stuff, which I think is really cool. So here's my binder, chat. My lucky boy binder. So far I haven't spent a dime. The only thing I've done is signed up for like the 2-week trial thing. I think that's what I did. It was like the 2-week trial to get some like freebies and stuff, which is really cool. But we are flexing, chat. Look at this. Got the Mewtwo EX. Got super lucky there. And so based off of what I have, you know, there's really very limited decks that I can make. So I'll show you guys some of the decks I'm kind of rocking with here. You should limit types for your Discord battle competitions for more variety. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking, you know what, we can talk about it. Cause I haven't even, like, I'm trying to figure out, like, cause like one idea I was thinking of would be like, have like 3 decks and then do like a best of 3 and then kind of change out your deck or something. But then it's kind of hard to manage. I don't really know how I'd manage it. Because ideally what you'd have to do is you'd have to have everyone kind of join in on mobile and stream, because I'd have to figure out a way to stream the POV of everyone. But I think having like 3 decks, kind of like very similar to like the traditional video game, right? Where you have a pool of, you know, 6 and you pick teams of 3 or whatever, or 4, you know, so you can kind of have like out of 6 decks or whatever, you can pick 3. I don't know. But yeah, so here are some of the, and it's funny too, because like some of you guys are crazy lucky, but these are like the only decks that I've really been able to come up with. One that I've been really enjoying recently, that I got, I feel like I had to, was the Wheezing. The Wheezing is actually really good. I actually like it a lot. Like you only need 1 energy, you only need 1 darkness energy, and the gas leak, like, abilities in this game are very like few and far between, and they're super good. And like the Wheezing is like a 1 cost, and a consistent poison is so good. Is so good. Like you can't, especially with like the Wheezing and the Arbok, where you can't retreat, is huge. Like I think it's so good. So I finally was able to get enough to make that deck. But these cards are like super good. So I have that deck. Again, these are like all the ones that I've like accumulated for free. I'm good at flipping a coin. JK, I'm not. I guys, I don't know how many times I have flipped double tails playing Marowak. It's insane. I am like a stats anomaly. I have hit, I think I counted once. It was yesterday. I actually counted. I flipped 10 tails in a row. 10 tails in a row. It was awful. Absolutely awful. And like Misty, like Misty's like, oh, like Articuno EX and Misty, just like, oh, people just get Blizzard for free. That's not me, chat. That's not me at all. So, and what else? So this is the one I've been kind of like having the most fun with. It's very like slow glass cannon, but when it goes off hard. Which is the Dragonite, and Lapras is basically my budget Articuno. So the Lapras with the event is definitely my budget Articuno right now. Because I was lucky enough to get the 2 Misties. So I got the 2 Misties, the Meowth, the 2 Dragonair, 2 Dragonite. I'm right there with you, Marco. I'm trying to play this so bad for free to play. You know, I tried comboing it with Weezing Man, and it was just like, I don't know if it's just my luck or my randomness for energies. I was just not getting what I needed to. Like, guys, I tried it twice, and I felt like I was getting outpaced too much. Because it was like darkness, because it's darkness, water, and electric. And I was getting outpaced. Like, it was good. I think it's really strong with just the Weezing Arbok. Like, I think this is really good. I haven't really tried it because I just built it today, but you know, let's try it. Let's see. So let's see. Let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. Let's see if I made this well enough. I doubt it, but we're gonna find out. I'm so close, but so far having one of every base set card, it's like torture. I know, Gold. It's tough, man. It's super tough. Like, I think really what I'm doing now is like all my Wonder packs or like my Wonder credits, I'm just saving for Articuno. So anytime someone gets an Articuno, I just immediately save up for it. That's like, I feel like that's the only card I'm missing for like a freebie deck, because I have the Marowak deck, but it's just so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. I get so mad. 42 packs into Charizard without Charizard EX, that's rough, man. I'm sorry. That's super rough. Dude, I have 3 Venusaur EXs. That deck I need to play more. I just need Erica's. So I feel like I feel like Erica is so good. Is so good. Okay, let's see. Look at that. He knows. He knows what's about to happen. He just gotta accept it. Yeah, the Lilligant is so good, but it's like, it's a stage 2. It just really depends on when you get it. But the Lilligant's really good. After my first 3 double tails, I stopped. Yeah, dude, I hear you, man. Marco, you and me are in the same boat, my friend. That's why I stopped using it too. I hit 10 tails in a row. Once for comps, once for casual, and once for trade my other 2. Yeah, it'll be super cool when trading comes into play. It'll be super cool. I'm looking forward to it a lot. All right. So you're gonna start, and here we go. He's gonna get 3 heads. Watch. Here comes the 3 heads. Dude, the Victory Bell is really cool. I saw that yesterday. Looked really good. All right. So here we go, chat. Thinking out loud. So what's the pressure? So the Moltres is just basically going to flip. So far, we'll need to see if he has a Charmeleon. So I think to start putting pressure, we are going to do this. So put the energy there. And in case we get switched in on, we're going to put the Weezing there. And we are going to put the Arbok because I am afraid of a card. I'm afraid of a red card. So we are flexing here. Because he has, unless he wants to burn an X speed to rotate, which makes no sense. And if he wants to switch, so we're so far so good. Snorlax. Interesting. I don't really like Snorlax as a wall because the retreat cost is so high. And it's like there's like so many decks that like set up really well. I don't really think it's that good. Yeah, I had that happen to me today, Gold. The Butterfree is so good if you set that up. All right, so he does not have. So I don't even have a red card anyway. So we need to do this. Because if he drops Charizard, we don't want it to switch, and we need to take out the Moltres, and we're trying to see if he has a potion to burn. Yeah, the Pidgeot, I really like the Pidgeot build too. I haven't seen a lot of people play it though, but it looked cool. Yeah, Executor is really good. It's kind of cool. Like, there are just like a wide range of stuff you can really play. It's really interesting. Well, it's just the Moltres, man. The Moltres, the fact that you have a built-in Misty for fire types is insane. Like, you're sitting there as like a big wall. And then people like this just get heads like crazy. It is pretty nuts. So now we're just going to do that. And we're just going to, there's no need. So we had the potion. So we had the potion, no use for Giovanni, no need to switch. We're just gonna get pushed in here, chat. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Oh, that's sick, Marco. That's a good deck too, right? The Nidorinos and the Nidorinas. Nidokings, Nidoqueens. Because you're basically like it's like a super good deck thinner. Yeah, you know what? Why not get 3 heads? Get 3 heads and put it all on Charizard. There you go. Just had to psych him out, chat. Magneton deck on live earlier. Interesting. Yeah, it's super cool, man. It's cool to like just play around with just different builds of stuff. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're kind of GGs anyway, but yeah, it's really cool. Like some of the but it's just the decks that give energy are just so good. You know what I mean? It was what's crazy. So now he has 7, so he basically just gets to burn me twice. Sure. Moltres is better than Misty? Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Moltres is better than Misty. You have a built-in Misty every turn. Like, it's for sure better. It's for sure better. We just lose here. There's no even point. There's no point. Moltres, Charizard, too good. GG's. I'm not thanking you, Moltres. I don't know if you guys do that. I never thank if I lose. I never thank if I lose, and I always thank if I win. That's just how Mama raised me. All right, because this is why I've been really liking the Dragonite deck. Like, yeah, it's like slow, but there's just like so much stuff that sets up in the back row. It's like, man, I don't know. The free-to-play, man. The free-to-play gamers out here grinding. I don't know if you guys noticed. I used to play real TCG competitively. I think for me, Gold, I think for me, so I'm going second. So this is why I really like Meowth. I like Meowth going second to start getting that that juicy card advantage, because I don't have Misty in hand, so Lapras is kind of just like sitting there for no reason. But we can certainly put it there, just in case if Meowth gets knocked out stupidly for whatever reason, because he is kind of a weenie. Yeah, it is interesting. That's why Articuno is obviously so much better than Lapras in this case. But I don't have Articuno, because Articuno kind of chips away at the back row, so it like makes the randomness a little bit more in your favor, right? Because you're chipping away that 10 on the full back row. All right, let's see, Oak. What are you giving me? Potion and Dragonair with no Dratini. I have 2 Pokeballs, still no Dratini. It's all right. This is why we play Meowth. No need for a red card. I use Farfetch instead of Meowth for the 1 for 40 turn. Yeah, I get that. You know, I see, you know, there's obviously, that's why I think this game is so fun, kind of going back to you, Gold, is, you know, it's just a fun way to like have like a watered down version, and there's like so many different ways. Because like for me, I always like kind of like the consistency, because like I'm trying to go for like one specific strategy, right? Which is just to try to get as much stuff on the board as possible, as fast as possible, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I don't really know what I'm trying to say. So Meowth is going to be GG's. I do have, oh, he conceded. Nice. Because he wouldn't let me wait 20 seconds. Look at that, chat. Because the man had TikTok brain. The man had TikTok brain and he conceded. GG's. TikTok brain won me the match. GG's. I'll thank that one. Yeah, so going back to your point, Gold, I really like this game a lot. I personally have never played the TCG, but it's just so watered down where it's like the mechanics are so simplified to where you can improve on top of like optimizing those mechanics is what I really like about it. And it's nice not having to worry about like weaknesses and resistances at the same time. I think for me, I'm going second. I think for me, the thing I really like is, you know, the fact that I never played the game growing up. This was like a fun excuse to like play the game without needing to like have such a steep learning curve. Like I feel like I understand like a lot of the meta currently and like what to play, what not to play. Yeah, exactly, Gold. Exactly. And yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun, right? It's a free-to-play game. I don't have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a competitively viable deck. And it's just fun. All right, chat, here we go. Let's get Tails, shall we? Let's get our Tails. Let's... Oh! That's big, chat. And now Meowth has done his job. Sending in the Lapras. Thanks, Cold. I appreciate it. And now we're just gonna be big chillin'. Oh, I appreciate you both. Appreciate you both for giving me a follow. Yeah, it's nice because we just finished up grade review where we review like Pokemon card. I don't know if you just joined, but we review Pokemon cards for grading. Sean, gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, this is where we just start stacking on Dratini and just big chilling. We're chilling out. He's not putting any energy on anything. We're just chilling. And I don't know if you guys can see too, like back there is my whole wall, my childhood collection of cards that I've had forever, all back there. On my, I have a stream coming up where I kind of go over my personal collection and all that stuff, so probably. And that is going to be the GG's. Because I finally had a crazy coin flip with Misty. Wow. Didn't think it'd be possible, chat. I thought I was going to get tails right off the rip, but the Lapras carried me. Like, thanks for the win. I am so bad at coin flips that I ironically, let's see. Is it pack time? Oh, it's pack time, chat. And we leveled up. I think that's what makes the Pika. Oh yeah, the Pika EX deck is so crazy. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna flood my back row with Zapdos EX or Electrode. It's like, oh, I have a full bench that my Weenie Hut Junior Pikachu now has 90 base attack. All right, it's like what do you do? Like, what do you do against that? It's like, I guess I just like get rocked. I don't know. All right, chat. So pen and paper out right now. I'm going to teach you the method of finding the hits. So first off, I am an advocate of looking for the backwards pack first. I'm telling you right now, I'm an advocate. I don't believe before I see a flood. I'm not a fan of the crimp pack. I've tried it. It's failed every time. So here's what we do. I just do this because we are selecting a Mewtwo, right? We have to use our psychic abilities. That one. This one right here. This one right here. And then second. Let her rip. Come on. All right. We got cooked. We got absolutely cooked. All right. It's crazy too. I still haven't pulled a Gardevoir. Ooh. All right. Let's see. So again, I'm really looking for. Okay, so we have a Gardevoir right there. But it's so hard because I have the Ralts and the Kirlia, but I haven't pulled the Gardevoir yet. There's a Moltres EX, but I don't have Charizard, so that's kind of worthless. I'm really just waiting for the Articuno. I really am. I really want that Articuno so bad. That is the wrong. I ended up buying the Gardevoir. I think that's probably what I'm gonna do if I get enough of the pieces. I still need one more Mewtwo EX for me to like try to pursue the Gardevoir if I ever want to. Maybe after this I'll play my Sandslash deck or my Marowak miss every coin flip deck. See, look at my little phrase. It's like I'm confident in flipping heads. Even though that confidence doesn't equate to anything, I'm always confident. All right, so I'm going first. I traditionally don't like to put the base. I don't like to put the Dratini down first because I need a little bit of protection before. So now that's good. So now I have the full Evo line here. So we're going to rip the Misty. I am confident in the heads. See, chat? Confident. So now let's see. So we want to, we're gonna do this. Boom. Because most likely, Does anyone know if I gotta turn a certain setting to type on PC, trying to watch on my PC and game on my phone? You can go to like the TikTok URL if that's what you're trying to do on PC. Come on, you don't have Professor's research? That's literally all I'm waiting for. He's gnawing me. Interesting. So now we are just going to... So, to kind of speak out loud here, at least is what we're trying to do, is that right now, there's really no big threat on the board. So, there's really no major reason why I don't just keep... Because right now, I'm just trying not to get red carded. So, I'm not trying to get red carded, and I'm trying to get Misty. That's pretty much the gist. Pokédex, look at your top 3 cards. Wow. Hopefully that information was good. Well, it was so good, he conceded. Easy. He looked at his top 3 cards and it says, I'm done. I am about to be cooked alive. That's what that meant. Doesn't let you type my PC as being a Papega. Jeez, I haven't heard Papega in a minute. That's like OG Twitch. Like LOL and Pog Champ, Poggerinos. Thank you for looking at your deck and saying I'm about to be cooked alive. So you guys enjoying this? You guys enjoying Pokemon Pocket? Because I, for one, I think it's really fun. But yeah, if you guys are like, so give me some ideas, guys. Give me some ideas. And like, if I were to host a tournament, you know, what would be some of the things you'd want to see out of a Pokemon Pocket tournament? And I am about to be cooked alive. I just have Dratini. And honestly, I don't know if it's like a personal preference for me, but since you start off with a basic every time in your opening hand, I only run 1 Dratini. I run 1 Dratini, 2 Dragonair, and 2 Dragonite. Because the idea is that you have 2 searchers from the Pokeball, and you always open up with a basic. And so since I have 2 Lapras, Meowth, and a Dratini, my odds of having the Dratini stay in deck is a lot lower, right? 25% chance. So I'd rather have a 25% chance of not needing to open with it than a higher chance of having 2 copies. That's kind of the vibe. Put Gardevoir in the ban list. That would be interesting. I just hate like how Gardevoir is like, you literally can just set up absolutely for free. It's like, oh, you just like have it in the back row, just evolve it, and then, oh, its ability just actively procs. You don't have to, because like the other part too, like the with the red card, right, is actually, do I want to, hold on, because Dratini, I need to start digging fast because he's gonna set up with me. Because if that Ekans turns into an Arbok, I am going to be cooked. So we are just going to... We're also going to try to get him to use that energy on the lead. And we're just going to... Because we have Potion. Yeah, we should be set. Just run Lapras EX, Starmie EX. It's just that easy, Andrew. It's just that easy to have Starmie EX. It would be good if I had a Starmie EX, which I don't. Because I am a free boy. All right, so we need to start digging. Red card. But yeah, Starmie EX is crazy. The fact that it has like no retreat cost is insane. I still have a regular Sabrina or Giovanni. Well, I think the nice thing about the supporters though is like you can still, you know, the wonder trade is still pretty low. I think it only costs 2 versus 3 if you have a supporter. But sure. Yeah, me having to lead with Dratini is normally GG's for this build. Leading with Dratini and having nothing else is not good. I might be cooked here. Because what happens? I get poisoned. The Arbok just comes in, stalls me out. Do we just literally... I think we literally just do the same thing. And just stall with Lapras and hope to God we get something. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We just have to pray. Hope and pray. And then I hope that you're not holding... Because what would happen? You would be... If you had Sabrina, you would force out the Dragonair. You have 4 cards. I'd rather you just... If you have it, you have it. I'm just trying to dodge the Sabrina. I need an extra turn to... I need an extra turn to try to get Misty. Enter. Can you buy cards for Pokegold? I think so. Or no, the gold? No, I think it's just packs, I'm pretty sure. So we did not have the Sabrina, which is good. Gives me another turn. The choices for where energy goes on some battles is strange to me. Yeah, it also depends too on like if there's something being choreographed as well. All right, so we're going to, let's see. I'm gonna put that there. We're just trying to bide time at this point. And yeah, we're just gonna chill. But yeah, it really just depends too on like where the energy is going. And if someone's trying to, because the thing with the wheezing, right, it's like such a high retreat cost. And just like trying to retreat and all that stuff. Okay, so that's not... So I'm basically just... Because that's 30... I mean, you could probably have... Let's see. Let's potion you again. Give me another turn. You also would want the retreat cost to lock you with Arbok. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, because if he had, like, X speed or something... But he also might be weirdly trying to protect against... Because, like, in this case, you would probably want to have, like what you're saying, probably want to have the wheezing have higher. Thank you, Sauce. Thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Like, you'd probably want it to have it be higher. Okay. So, let's see. So, there's the Misty. Too little, too late. Unfortunately. But I think we have... a chance here. So I think if we want to maintain... Because the big thing that I really don't want to have happen is to get red carded right now. Because I'm going to... So if I do that... So we basically just have to try to counter his red card. And just hope that he doesn't have it. That's really all we can do. Because Lapras is going to go down. Yeah, we're done. Just don't have red card. Or if you do have red card, let me draw Misty again. If I did 2 of every base card in the set before the new set, I'll be happy. Yeah, that'd be sick, man. Because it'll run out of your hands so quick if you're trying to like get stuff. Okay, so it doesn't have the red. Oh, he already. I forgot that he knocked out my Meowth. I'm like, why am I losing already? I mean, it was GG's anyway. It's GG's anyway. I forgot he knocked out my Meowth. I was so like focused on getting the Misty. All right, let's 2 packs a day per set. Yeah, I bet in the beginning when the new set comes out, they'll give everyone like more points to use. Would be my guess. I'll use my caveman deck and show you guys how skillful my coin flips are. Changed up a little bit. But yeah, I bet when the new cards come out, I bet that they're going to give you more opportunities to open up packs, would be my guess. I have seen the Mankey Primeape deck. And so far I've been kind of, I don't know. Because I faced it a few times today with this like caveman deck. And to me it seems like, I don't know. It's kind of glass cannon-y, kind of. But I definitely like the idea, for sure. All right. And I've seen so many people do this, where they don't use their Pokeballs first. Get the stuff out of the deck first, and then draw the stuff you want to get. All right, so we have the... So normally what I like to do here... Let's see, so I don't have an X speed, and I don't have... So I think what I'd like to do... Because you haven't used anything. Put that on you. Because Cubone... There's really no big reason why I shouldn't do that. And then just so I don't get red carded, I'm just going to red card you back because you have 5 in hand. I think we're getting a mini set this month. Oh, nice. Yeah, anything that takes away from that meta is good. It's just annoying. It's just super annoying. Because like literally like the only like true way is either like you just destroy the Ralts and like the Curlia setup, or you just like have a red card like when you know they're setting up with the Curlia. But even then, like you're on such an aggressive like time clock with Mewtwo EX kind of building its energy already without even really needing the Gardevoir, which is really crazy. Sure. Gust me. Marowak Kabutop's a good combo. Alright, so we're going to do that. We're going to put the Marowak on. And then just so that we are out of... Because what's the... I basically... Well, he only has 1 card. So it's like what are really the odds of having him have Giovanni knocking me out? And does it really matter? Not really. I don't think it really matters. We'll just attack it. Who cares? There's really no need to protect against Giovanni. Because if he has it, what? He knocks it out and just gives me Marowak for free anyway. So you drew into the Pidgeot. Interesting. Sure. You have it, right? Alright. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. And we are simply just going to... We're just gonna... It doesn't matter. We just roll. We just flip 2 heads and it just doesn't matter. And then get the Sand Slash. And then you beat up on my Sand Slash. I put an energy, use X speed, return. Sure. Just do that. Basically buy myself an extra turn. Oh. And we just start clobbering away. And then you have... Because what, that's 70? So that I don't want to mess around with Giovanni. So we're going to do that. Let her rip. That's such a weird play when you don't have the energy for Sand Slash. By the opponent, you mean? Because basically what's... sure. Yeah, who knows? So now I basically just have free... So we're going to... I mean, at this point it doesn't matter. Because basically I have that. If you switch... It really doesn't matter. I just have to hit this at least once, hopefully. There we go. Hey, I got 2 when it didn't matter. So now all my stuff is out of Giovanni range, a potion, unless he has... Did he burn a potion, though? Yeah, he already used a potion, so... I don't really know... They have a similar deck with Machamp EX. Yeah, Machamp EX is good, man. It's just solid, just straight, just brute force. No gambling, nothing. So he already used a potion, so the highest you can get is 60. I'm out of Giovanni range. I don't really know. So now I just switch for game. And just for funsies, get a nice little even. Do that. And slash. Yeah, that was I was kind of like half reading Andrew. But yeah, it was that was very interesting. Cuz like he could have set up a little bit more, but he like weirdly didn't want to. I don't know. And of course, we have to thank our opponent. But yeah, this game has been so much fun. I've been loving it. Caveman. Why not? Play one more. And I say that we'll probably play like 4 more. I'm going second. So I have the Marowak. Going second. I don't have a Sandslash yet, so we're going to go second. Hopefully nerf some damage. Let's see if we can draw into a Sandslash. Articuno EX, here we go. Always been enjoying the battling. Oh yeah, Vic, it's been awesome, dude. It's been so much fun. Like I said, I've never played the actual TCG ever. And come on, let's just get the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, just right off rip. Hit me with that blizzard, daddy. Oh yes. Hit me with the blizzard with the 3 heads. Daddy, may I have some more? Give me another 3-coin flipper. Well, chat, we are absolutely cooked. We are absolutely cooked. Sure. Playing this really has made me appreciate... Dude, I said the same thing today. I was saying that... And you know what's going to happen, too? I'm going to actually choreograph exactly what's about to happen for my opponent. He's going to have the purchase, since he has like the crazy Misty, he's going to have the crazy looking Sabrina and just push my shit in. Watch. Watch. Give me the crazy full art Sabrina right now. Do it. Because I'm cooked already. I'm done. Where's the full art Sabrina? Give it to me. I mean, you have the full art Misty. No Sabrina. Interesting. Come on, Articuno. You know you want to blizzard me to death. But yeah, I was saying the same thing, Vic. Like seeing EXs, now I'm like, oh wow, it's an EX. Like getting hyped for an EX. Welp. We're gonna do that. I don't want to get Sabrina'd. Chat, we need to summon our double heads now more than ever. Caveman, go bonk. Caveman's about to go bonk. That's not 2 heads, chat. We're cooked. Because Articuno gets KO'd. He's going to put a second energy on the second Articuno. We're going to get hit for 160. The man forgot to put the energy on. This man is fried. Even though he's gonna have a, he's probably flexing on me. He's probably gonna have a Giovanni in the back. Okay, here we go. So what happens? So if I hit, his Articuno comes out, he's at 40. Because regardless, I just get destroyed. So I can put my Sand Slash out. Or my Sandshrew. Because if I do that, yeah. So this is basically just don't miss. Just don't miss. Easy. Just don't miss. I hate that stupid Pokemon. I cannot tell you guys how often I get those stupid double tails. I cannot tell you the amount of times that it happens. I genuinely can't. I don't know. Any deck that relies on flips is trash. True. But us free to play players gotta do what we gotta do. It is what it is. I think we found the Mewtwo EX user. But it is what it is. The Mewtwo EX paid. Yeah, I hear you. The Misties, the Moltres, the Marowaks. I hear you. It is what it is. I don't believe hard enough in the coin. I think that's the real problem. I didn't believe hard enough. Let's see. Anything in Wonder Pick? Any Articuno EXs? Nope. Rip. All right, chat. That is it for me. I'm done. I'm done. It was nice chatting and playing games with you guys. A good grade review in the books. Remember, if you guys are new here, I am doing a free giveaway in the link in the description. That ends in 6 days, so make sure to do that. But otherwise, I'm out. I'm gonna eat, get something to drink, because I've been yapping for almost 3 hours. So have a great rest of your night, and I will probably be on Monday, to be honest, because I have a package coming in. I got to do some card cleaning, and then grade review episode 42. So again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.